Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Ghostbusters Afterlife. There's a new clip that was released and yeah.
Something.
Yeah, it's something. I gotta tell you, gonna get a lot of hate for this, but my excitement for this movie is waning a bit. You know, we've been disappointed, well, pretty much ever since the original Ghostbusters. It was lightning in a bottle. 2 wasn't fantastic. It was okay.
Yeah.
But it wasn't fantastic. Of course, we had 2016, which was a disaster. And now we have Afterlife, which promised to recapture the magic of the original, but I'm seeing some dark Disney going on here.
I'll say, I like the little mini Stay-Puffs. I think they're adorable. They screamed to me like, oh, we want to sell merchandise.
Yeah.
And I was all for it. Like little Stay-Puft minions, you know. And yes, I know. People keep pointing out, well, they were in the one book or cartoon or whatever. I'm like, yes, I know. I'm aware. I have no problem with them. I thought they were, when it bit him and then it was like coming on the Roomba, I'm like waiting for, you know, Gulliver's Travels type vibes, you know, they're gonna, you know, the little minions are gonna take over. And then it just went weird. Like, I mean, it wasn't weird already. Then they start stabbing each other and roasting each other over the fire. I'm just like, why?
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about that because there's some other things that I'm kind of concerned.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Concerned about. This is Muncher,
Yeah.
not Slimer, not to be confused with Slimer. This is Muncher, who showed up on some kids show.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he seems like he's designed to sell
Master
merchandise.
Chef Junior Spain.
Yeah, and they pulled the clip down because this came out when the movie was supposed to come out last year, and of course, you know, the pandemic pushed it back.
Yeah.
So look, we're gonna give some honest thoughts on the state of Ghostbusters Afterlife. Also going to mention a recent interview that Bill Murray did, since we're mentioning all things Ghostbusters, that Ghostbusters 2 was a painful movie for him. Part of it physically painful because he didn't like the proton packs, and part of it just painful because he was sort of tricked into doing Ghostbusters 2.
This would make sense. This explains why there was some, you know, there was rumors of bad will or something that, you know, he wasn't very happy. This explains it.
Yeah, and also there is a theme park coming in Thailand that's going to have a Ghostbusters water park themed area, so that makes sense, I guess. All right, so before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 185,000 subs.
Right, woo!
Finally.
Sorry, this keeps distracting me. You know, the flames. Okay, well, I want to say, like, again, I'm still, you know, cautiously optimistic. I want it to be good. I want it to be awesome. I'm just like, if people had a problem with the 2016 being too over the top, like the comedy was lame, slapsticky, the dance number, all that. I just find it interesting that some of those same people are now like, this is the funniest thing ever. Have you seen Gremlins? You know, and I'm just like, but you didn't like 2016 because you said you thought it was too slapsticky and over the top.
Yeah, it was too sticky. Yeah,
it was too sticky.
Ghostbusters 2016, I thought the humor was dumb.
Cringy?
Yeah, cringy and dumb compared to the original. Even Ghostbusters 2, which had, you know, some parts in it that were kind of slapstick.
Yeah.
But the original Ghostbusters was actually a quasi-serious movie with moments of levity because of the actors playing the Ghostbusters. And it was a pretty dry humor, you know, in the original. It wasn't, I mean, there were some things that were played for laughs, but a lot of times things were funny because it was just odd or it was an offhand comment or something like that. And it just worked because of the actors. Again, that's something that's really hard to replicate. Ghostbusters 2016, they tried too damn hard.
Yeah.
And it came off like a freaking parody.
More cringy, yeah, than funny. And I think, you know, you're allowed to like this if you want to. That's completely cool. I am not going to be like, how dare you? I'm allowed to have my doubts. Like I said, I like the little minion Stay-Puffs. I think they're cute. I think they're funny, but I think it just got really, really weird.
Yeah, this on top of this muncher character, which is clearly just a blue Slimer.
Plus, it's not in the city. In New York City, like you've mentioned before, itself was a main character in the movies.
Yeah, I have concerns. I'm gonna be honest. I have concerns. I mean, I want to see it. Do I think Jason Reitman is gonna be respectful? Yeah. I do, but I'm also not expecting the second coming of Ghostbusters because I think, again, regardless of who does it, I mean, Ivan Reitman did the sequel. Regardless of who does it, you're never going to recapture that first movie. The closest, honest to God, that they got to it was the video game. The video game got so much right, and I don't know if it's canon now or not, but a lot of people consider that Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah, they did
for a long time because of how close it felt, to the original. They did reference the second movie, but not nearly as much as the original. Now, this I actually find myself agreeing with IO9 because we talked about before we started recording that it does seem like they're trying to Baby Yoda-fy Ghostbusters. And they talk about the army of Stay-Puft men made from mini marshmallows, named the Mini-Pufts, and some Baskin-Robbins product placement.
Yeah, it does feel like let's cash in. Like I said, I don't have a problem with the little mini dudes. I think they're so cute. But I think that the cuteness needs to be used as a weapon, and instead they just stab each other and start making themselves into s'mores.
Yeah.
I mean, self-making s'mores would be a good thing, but I don't think anybody and none of us want to eat these s'mores.
Yeah, I mean, I think because look, the Stay Puft merch is incredibly popular, even outside of Ghostbusters being available. Like we picked up a Stay Puft toy, kid's toy with a rotating face.
Yes, you bought it for me.
Yeah, we did. He's sitting out here by Janine, and Stay-Puft Marshmallow Man is very marketable. We had another channel at one point where we did a lot of toy unboxings and stuff, and our most popular video on that channel was a talking, singing Stay-Puft Marshmallow Man plushie. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views on this stupid thing.
I get why they're doing it. And I'm not gonna condemn them for that, but it just got weird. I mean, we don't know in what context. It could be, maybe it makes sense in the movie, and maybe like someone said, maybe because of the dream sequence or whatever. It could be, it might make more sense when we see it in context. So jury's still out for me 100% on this. I'm willing to. I'm not gonna throw the baby out with the bathwater here. I'm not gonna throw the baby Stay Puffs out with the, cocoa or whatever. I still want to see it, but I'm just but it is getting weird. Like we don't have New York City, or we don't think we have New York City that much. Then you have it's a bunch of kids, which is fine. I understand you can't have the same people because they're old.
Yeah.
I get that. I've been more than willing to accept those things. I'm just concerned it's going to go the way of 2016 comedically. Now the trailers don't seem to indicate that.
No, actually, the first trailer, I gotta tell you, for me, it didn't even feel very Ghostbusters. It felt very
more Stranger Things.
Yeah, and I mean, of course, having Finn Wolfhard in every freaking 80s horror thing ever probably doesn't help.
But to its credit, though, it did keep that serious tone. And he's now he's a little more sarcastic humor than dry humor. So
well,
I don't know.
That is more the tone of the first movie. Again, the first movie had jokes in it, but wasn't a jokey movie. And
people keep going about Gremlins. It's that's true, but Gremlins is not Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and like we're talking about, Gremlins 2 was a parody of the original Gremlins, basically, and most people don't like it. I hate it. I've seen it twice. I like some of the designs or whatever from it, but I'm they basically just parodied the original.
I think they toned it down too, so it's more it was more accessible for more people than the first Gremlins. But people are did you see those movies? I'm no, I didn't. I just grew up in the 80s. Of course I saw those movies, but it's not the same thing.
And it's hard to make sequels to movies that, one, don't really lend themselves to sequels, and two, that are such a moment in time, that you can't really go back to that. You can make movies inspired by it. I would like to see movies inspired by Ghostbusters. Well, they tried that with Evolution. It didn't go very well. But, Men in Black, I would say, in some way, at least the first movie was kind of a spiritual successor to the original Ghostbusters.
I don't know. I guess.
Kind of, spiritual successor, not, but it was same kind of a tone, same kind of a...
I mean, I want this to be good. I mean, I'm hoping I'm proven wrong. You're just well, you want to poop on things. No, I actually really, 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 really want this to be good. And I really don't want I don't want to be right that it's going to end up like what I'm worried it's going to be end up being. I want to be proven wrong more than anything. So I'm hoping I am, and I'm still going to give it a chance. I'm not judging all this based on this. We don't know what context it's in the film.
No.
So we don't know. But it was like, I love the little minions until it just went all weird. And then I'm like, why are they stabbing each other and killing each other and everything else? I'm hoping there's a point. But I do think this is a marketing ploy more than anything.
Yeah, sell some plushies or something.
That's exactly what I think it is.
So I don't know.
It's fine. Movies do that.
I guess my feeling on Ghostbusters Afterlife, as excited for it as I was, I'm kind of like, it's got to be better than 2016, but I am not expecting the second coming of Ghostbusters.
No, I'm thinking it's going to be a cross between 2016 and Ghostbusters 2. Honestly,
yeah,
I think we're getting more Ghostbusters 2 than Ghostbusters 1. So there's that. But we'll see. Like I said, we're hoping to be proven wrong.
Well, speaking of marketing, we'll just go down the line here. Sony announced that they were going to have their first branded theme park in Thailand, Columbia Pictures Aquaverse.
It's called Columbia Pictures Aquaverse.
Columbia Pictures Aquaverse, and they're going to have...
So it's a water park.
It is a water park, which totally makes sense with Men in Black, Ghostbusters, Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boys for Life.
Hotel Transylvania, and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Okay, one of these things is not like, well, no, a couple of these things are like the others. I mean,
Bad Boys for Life.
You have Hotel Transylvania, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, then you have Ghostbusters, and then you go Men in Black and Bad Boys for Life.
Yeah, so they're trying to do the Universal thing, but with a water park. But Bad Boys for Life. It's a
rebranded park, so it's already like a thing. It's a rebranded park.
Yeah.
They'll roll out new rides based on films, so they're just going to overlay the ones they already have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be developed from an already existing Amazon Falls water park site in Bangsaray, a beachside tourist location about 90 minutes from Thailand's capital, Bangkok. So one night in Bangkok is how you get the Bad Boys for Life, I guess.
Apparently.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Like, I got really, really drunk and I saw the damn Ghostbusters at the water park.
Yeah, but you think you're drunk, but you weren't because you actually saw them at the water park. So what are they going to do? Like, use it like the proton packs are going to spray water?
I don't know. Why am I drippings with goo?
Well, that's a different park.
Yeah. Oh God, that is in Bangkok.
Well, that was the joke from the play, the musical. So you're not being too bad. I'm just like I don't even question things anymore. I'm just like, of course they are.
I want to know why we don't have a stateside Ghostbusters ride. Now Universal did the Ghostbusters house.
Yeah, but did they have a Ghostbusters ride once upon a time? Maybe not. I don't know. I never really was.
I don't know.
In recent years,
Saudi Arabia, I guess they have the one.
They had a VR experience.
Yeah, they had like a VR experience. But I want like a proper Ghostbusters ride. Now I get that the rights are tied up and all that, but the thing is that they have a deal with Sony because they have the Men in Black ride at Universal. I want an actual like good Ghostbusters ride.
Well, that's what an actual good Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I don't think we needed any of them, but if they're going to push forward, I want it to be good. Okay, then you were going to talk about this, you said.
Yeah, so Bill Murray is coming back as Venkman, but he said it was painful to film the third movie. Now, this is really interesting because you're...
exciting, a little bit exciting, guys.
A little bit exciting. Because I was like, okay, so they're going to have the original Ghostbusters, but they're either going to be... Their roles are going to be very, very minimized, or they're going to be like a flashback, or, Venkman has wanted, Bill Murray has wanted Venkman to be dead. He's talked before about having Venkman be a ghost. And a lot of that is because he didn't want to wear the damn proton pack. And he makes a comment in this interview that it was painful for him because of his age wearing the freaking proton packs, which are very heavy. So we know
at some point there's going to be proton packs on at least Dr. Peter Venkman and Ghostbusters.
Yeah, so that actually is exciting. I'm thinking
it's worth it for that.
Yeah, they keep. I mean, if we get the OG Ghostbusters on screen back together with the proton packs, basically what we didn't get from the Star Wars sequels, where you get the gang back together.
He was passing the torch.
Right. I mean, obviously, Harold Ramis can't be there, but he is represented by what we believe to be the grandkids, even if it's, like you said, just to pass the torch, then I will be satisfied, even if the rest of the movie is a disaster. That's all people wanted from the Star Wars sequel. Just Han, Luke, Leia, Lando, all of them back together one last hurrah, one scene, something. They didn't do it.
Well, I'm more than willing to give it a chance, even though I'm a little like on the Stay Puft minis. But I am more than willing to give it a chance. I'm hoping to be proved wrong. I'm a little concerned, but this gives me a little hope with the proton pack.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. I guess this was in Collider. He did an interview, but he said that he got tricked into doing Ghostbusters 2. They presented him with one story. Okay. And he came back and agreed to do it, and then they kind of pulled the rug out from underneath him, and they were like, yeah, it wasn't quite the movie they pitched. And it kind of shows. Ghostbusters 2 is
he said that the whole cast got baited into
it. Yeah. It said, I don't know if Ivan Reitman set it up, but they got us all back together in a room, and really we hadn't been together in a room since the movie came out, and it was just really fun to be together. They pitched a story idea that was really great. I thought, holy cow, we can make that work. Unfortunately, between that meeting when Murray and the others showed up to set, the script had changed. It ended up not being the story they wrote. They got us in the sequel under false pretenses. Harold Ramis had this great idea, but by the time we got to shooting it, I showed up on set and went, what the hell is this? What is this thing? But we were already shooting it, so we had to figure out how to make it work. He said he liked the first movie better. Now, here's what's interesting. He said about Jason Reitman's sequel, I think he's really got something. It was hard.
Okay, that's good. That makes me feel better.
It was really hard. That's why I think it's going to be good. We were just in it for a little while, but it was physically painful. Wearing those packs is extremely uncomfortable. We had batteries the size of batteries. Now they have batteries the size of earrings. So yeah, it's still really heavy to wear all the time. So he is showing up in this movie with a proton pack. And it sounds
like the proton pack. So that makes me happy. And the fact he says he's on to something. So he's vouching for it. Makes me feel a little bit better. I'm hoping, please be good. Because I like Paul Rudd. So I'm like, please be good. I want it to be good. And I love the little Stay Puft minis. I love the little minion aspect of them all coming out with the Roomba. And they're like, rah. I love that. You had me at that. And then then it just got weird. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on. And it's weird.
I think.
Not in a funny way. It's just a what the fuck kind of way. Sorry, Mom.
I think what's going to happen with this is we're going to have the new cast carry most of the movie. I think the original
I think so too.
Ghostbusters are going to show up at the very end to help them save the day. But I think it's mostly going to be Paul Rudd and the kids, for better or worse. And, it could.
I like Paul Rudd.
I like Paul Rudd. He can. And he works pretty well with kids. We saw in Ant-Man, he worked pretty well with kids. So I don't know, but it's just that I think it's the kid aspect of it. And what we're seeing looks like kind of a kidification of Ghostbusters is I'm just really worried it's going to be the junior Ghostbusters, know? And I don't know. I hope I am wrong, but I'm just kind of like, excitement has somewhat
we're hoping to be proven wrong.
Diminished.
But hey, you're allowed to like it. If you think it's great and you like it, that's cool. I am glad that you do, and more power to you. You are allowed to have that opinion. I am of the opinion of we'll see more, but I'm a little worried about this. And I'm allowed to have that opinion too. And if you don't like that, that's my opinion. Then you can just, sit and spin. Because I don't care.
I was going to say change the channel, but that's...
No, sit and spin.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.